What you want to study, I have taught it all. You have to practice. This morning, the monks who just disrobed came to submit their homework to me. Many of them made good progress. They changed a lot. They improved a lot. Monks here also improved a lot. I asked the lay people to practice a lot, to walk meditation, so the monks have to be active. Otherwise, they will be ashamed of the lay people. This morning, when the person came to submit the homework, they know how to practice now. Before this, they don't know how to do, two of them. Some of them take a long time. They study, but they don't practice. 10, 20 years, no progress. But once they start to practice diligently, walk meditation, sit meditation, more and more, they improved in a short period of time. But to walk meditation and sit meditation, this place doesn't teach like others. Other places teach the form of meditation. I don't teach like that. Anyone who can walk, they just walk their own way, but walk with mindfulness. Some people limped, they can walk limped. No need to walk in a nice way. No need. The important thing is to walk correctly in terms of principle. Correct principle is walking with mindfulness, not walking and letting the mind wander away, or let the mind become stressful, focusing too much. That is walking like that for years. You will not make improve because you are self-torturing. If you walk and think about other things, this is too lax. This is lax on the pleasure side. If you don't go to the two extremes, then you will be in the middle path. The state where the mind is mindful, without being forced, without intention. Now, the mind of most people who haven't practiced, they are wandering. Once I went to give a sermon in Bangkok a long time ago. I went with Pra Ajahn Ah. There was still some time left, and a lot of people would come to me if I go too soon. So we went to sit at the coffee shop before the sermon start. I saw people walk here and there. I told Pra Ajahn Ah that look at the people in the world. They don't have mindfulness. The people don't practice. Almost 100% of them are lost, they're asleep. Now some people, they have faith, they want to practice. So when they think about practice, they think about self-forcing, forcing the mind and body. Like when breathing, you don't feel tired, but when you sit and breathe meditation, you feel tension. This is incorrect, and most practitioners are incorrect like this. They fixate their mind, and after they fixated their mind, they let their mind wander. So people who don't practice, their mind is wandering. while the people who practice, who try to practice when they are not practicing, the mind is wandering. When they practice, they force themselves too much and they become too stressful. It's not it's not the middle path. How to make the mind walk the middle path. The middle path mind is the normal mind. The normal mind, before you fabricate and manipulate the mind, it is called the luminous mind. The mind is bright and clear and comfortable, not stressed. And this mind, this luminous mind, sometimes it is quiet, sometimes it is bright, but it is not wise. It is still unwise. Luangta Mahavua said that this mind is called Chit Avisha, or the defiled mind, the mind that still doesn't know about the Four Noble Truths, the defilements, the lack of wisdom still overcome the mind. Before you go, before you achieve enlightenment, you need to first have this luminous mind. Or sometimes the masters, they call it the knowing mind. The knowing mind is the mind that works as its own duty. The duty of the mind is the nature to know objects. The mind is the nature that know other objects, not a ghost that is hiding within you. That is not really Buddhist. It's not the important matter. The mind is the conscious element that is aware of sense objects. The object here is the thing that comes into contact with the mind. The things that we can see, the things that the eye can see, the ear can hear, the tongue can taste, the nose can smell, the things that can be touched, that the body can feel. These are all called sense objects, the five senses. If we practice and we have mindfulness and we see that the eye consciousness is an object, is a mind object for the mind. Therefore, the five senses are all objects of the mind. And if you practice well, then the mind can also be the object of the mind. One mind, one mind, the mind that the mind that appear in succession, you can see it before. The mind that can see the internal and external phenomena. The mind that can, the mind itself can also be observed. What can be observed is called what can be observed is called the object, the sense object. The mind is the one that go to observe. Now, the mind can see the mind. What is it? The mind can see the mind is not two mind states at once. The nature of the mind, it occurs one at a time. So the mind that knows the mind is about seeing the mind that just went out. The mind that is wandering now is defiled by the wandering defilement. Later on, it has mindfulness. Mindfulness arises. that is wholesome. The mind that is unwholesome disappeared, and once mindfulness arises, the unwholesome mind disappear, the wholesome mind appear with mindfulness. So it can see that the mind just now was wandering, was defiled. The observing of the mind is not to see the mind is in the present moment, but to see the flow, the consciousness flow that just happened at the very last moment. So it's not about the mind from yesterday, but the mind states that just disappeared. Like just now, it was angry, and now we just saw the mind that was angry that disappeared. You see the the past that flows into the present. While if you observe the body, you can see the present moment of the body. So if you observe the body, you can observe the body in the present moment. You can observe the body in the present moment. The mind that appear. For the mind, you see the the continuity of the present moment. So if you see the female, at first when you see the object, the female, it's called the eye consciousness. This one is neither wholesome or unwholesome, it's neutral. The eye just comes into contact with the contrast of the colors, and then another mind moment appears and it interprets the contrast of the colors in this way. This is called a beautiful girl, and after it comes, it interpret as the beautiful girl. Another mind moment arise. It comes out to decide whether the mind shall be wholesome or unwholesome, whether it will be happy or unhappy. So when the mind arises, it arises in a continuity of rapid states, but usually you cannot see it. Usually the mind wanders away, and the mind thinks, and they think about beautiful this and beautiful that. When they see the girl, they don't know it's a female. They see they see the female, and then they like, and then they have happiness arising. Or if they come into contact with the things they don't like, or the things they like, if they come into contact with the things they like, then lust arise. If they come into contact with the things they don't like, then anger arise. So the people who don't practice, they 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 use the female image, and then it arises wholesome and unwholesome states in their heart. The people who don't practice, while the people who are practitioners, the eye comes into contact with the object. They are aware that the mind has wandered to the object. Once they are aware of this, the rest of the cycle is cut away. They don't interpret whether like or dislike. They see, they are aware of the mind. The mind defilement arise, they are aware. The wisdom, the wise mind appear. It cuts away the defiled mind. Remember, mindfulness is the awareness. while the wisdom cuts away. Like you are aware of the anger, and the wisdom arises, and it cuts away the anger, but it works very rapidly. Now, if we observe the mind, you see it slowly. You, after many moments of consciousness, you after a long time, you realize that your mind wandered away. While the mind, sometimes you are aware, and the mind suddenly has. Sometimes people see that when the mind comes into contact and the process of the mind work, they see it as a burden of the mind. People who don't practice see it as pleasure, but people who see it, who practice, see that this process of the mind interpreting the signals and likes and dislikes are all burden of the mind. They want this mind and that mind to stay. The thoughts that are lost in these sense objects, the thoughts, good thoughts and bad thoughts, they want to forget. They cannot forget bad thoughts. You cannot tell the mind to forget. You cannot tell the mind to remember. You cannot control anything. That's why it is called anatta or non-self. So keep practicing and your mind will be faster and faster. The fastest kind of mind is when the mind comes into contact with the eye object and you realize that the mind has come into contact with the eye object and the rest of the process is cut away. But people who are a bit slower, they come into contact and the sensation appear, like and dislike appear, then they become aware. So if you can separate, then the body, the contact is one moment, my moment, another my moment is the happy or not happy mind. The happy or unhappy doesn't come from the object itself, but it comes from the mind that interprets and gives it meaning. The mind of the fast one, if the eye comes into contact with a sense object, they are aware, but they don't go to interpret. But if you are a bit slower, then the mind interprets and it starts to fabricate likes and dislikes. Then the mindfulness appear, and then it doesn't fabricate further. It's just aware of what arises, but they don't try to mingle with those feelings. And if the observer is slower, they see the object, the sensation arise, the feelings arise, then the defilements or wholesome, unwholesome states of mind arise. You cannot choose. Then you see the mind going what it is habitually do. You see the angry when you are prone to anger, you see an object and you feel angry. You cannot control the anger. It arises by itself. You cannot force the mind to always be wholesome and be good. So when the mind comes into contact, the first shot is to be aware of the eye consciousness coming into contact with the object. The next is to be aware of the sensations and feelings that arise. The third one is to be aware of the mental fabrications that follow after that, whether it is anger, pleasure, or delusion. If you can see this is still okay. But after this, the cravings will arise. When these things arise, then you crave for it to stay longer. Or if things you don't like arise, you want to push it away. You want it to disappear quickly. Now, if the things, the objects disappear, you want more sense objects that you like. This is the ones nobody want the things you don't like. You only want the things that you like. This kind of want is called craving for sensual states. And the states that don't want it to disappear is called the viphava tanha, wanting the state to disappear, the craving for the state to disappear. Now, if the mind doesn't crave, the mind has awareness, then it doesn't crave. But if you are not aware, then craving will appear. It will create the realm. There are two kinds of realms. Firstly is the kind of birth into the human realm. There's one kind of birth. Another kind of birth is the called karma bhop. It's the internal mechanics of the mind. It follows the craving of the mind. So if you have mindfulness and you let go quickly, then the craving won't appear. But if your mind is slow, then the mind will fabricate good and wholesome and unwholesome. This mind struggle, this the mind struggle and it suffers because it has created its own birth and life. It grabs at the sense objects. Especially if you practice, you will see that the mind grabs at the mind. Once the mind grabs at the mind, suffering arises. When the mind grabs at the mind, is called birth. Birth followed by suffering. When the mind grabs at the consciousness of the five senses, suffering arises immediately. And if your mindfulness is strong enough, you will see that what is suffering, the sense objects of the mind are suffering, including the mind. So the five senses and the mind are all suffering. They are suffering. They themselves is suffering, not the pain. For example, the pain from going to the dentist, but the sense objects are all of them suffering in itself. This is the higher teachings of Dhamma. Perhaps you don't understand what I'm saying now, but if you practice what I teach you, you will see that both the mind and body are all suffering. The five sense objects are suffering, or the five aggregates are suffering. What the Buddha teaches, suffering arise and aging and fall away is suffering that the people know. Birth, aging, and death, people can see, but they don't want to see. They only want to see good things. This is what normal people see. What the old people teaches, birth, aging, and death is suffering. To be separated from the things that you love is suffering. Perhaps your body is healthy, but you are separated from those you love, then there is mental suffering. To come into contact with the things you don't like is suffering. You want something and you don't get it is suffering. Including sadness, sickness are all suffering. The Buddha described suffering because of this and that. This makes it easy for the lay people to understand. But then in the end, he summarized that in summary, all the five aggregates, if you are attached to it, it leads to suffering. Attaching to the aggregates is suffering. He doesn't say that heartbroken or etc. is suffering, but he summarized that all kinds of attachment to aggregates are suffering. Now it causes the people who like to think, they like to compare the aggregates that is attached to and the aggregates that are not attached to. Are they both suffering? So they say that is about, they say they don't want to be attached, so they say they're not attached to this and that. But this is all in their mind. They like to think. But in order to not be attached, there is a process which is called, if you see nature as itself, you will feel boredom. Once you feel boredom, you will not be attached. Not attached, you will be liberated. The mind that will become attached or grasp will no longer appear, and all the work has been done. The mind that is enlightened no longer need to be do again. The work is finished. The mind is liberated. There is no work left to be done. It's done only once. This is the process. So before that, the mind can be liberated and not attached. It's easy to say, but to practice is difficult. To not be attached because you see the truth. You see the truth that the five aggregates, the six sense objects, all of them are all suffering. You see that they are suffering. You see that is this is called the noble truth of suffering. If you see just the bad feelings is different to suffering feel sensations, it still contrast with the good sensation, so it still struggle for good and bad good sensations. But the ultimate suffering is the the sense object itself, the aggregate itself. You need to see the nature as it is, and you will see that you see the truth of suffering. In the four noble truths, the Buddha taught, be aware of suffering, be aware that the body and mind, the sense objects, are suffering. If you can see this, then the mind will let go. They will not strive for things that are suffering. To see this is to see the noble truth of suffering. The mind that is happy is good sensation, is happy sensation, but good sensation also subject to the noble truth of suffering. If you grasp at it, it causes suffering. It is suffering because it is impermanent. It is being forced to change. It is not within your control. It is without substance. It's a burden to the mind. It causes the mind to be suffer. So you see, everything that the mind comes into contact, everything is suffering. If you understand suffering, at the truth, the Four Noble Truths level, then craving will not arise. But your craving still arise if you only know the bad sensations, because you will have craving to push away the bad sensation and crave for the good sensation. The kind of suffering, there are many different types, but the main types are just the suffering sensation and the suffering noble truth. Other things like the suffering of the physical body, like having to urinate or defecate, the minor things. So in short, in order to liberate yourself, in order to let go of your attachments to the body and mind, you can only let go once you see that the body and mind itself are suffering, not to see it as sometimes good, sometimes bad. Many of you still see that both the body and mind have good and bad states, happy and sad states. For the non-returning monk, they see that the body is suffering, but they see that the mind is happy or sad or good or bad. But for an arahant or fully enlightened, they see that both the body and mind are completely suffering, and that's why they have no craving. And because they see that the body and mind is like a hot mug, if you touch it, it's hot. If the mind can see that the body and mind are hot things, are suffering things, then it will not want to grasp or touch it. This is what we say, let go, don't be attached. It's easy to say, but people who can really do it, very few, very few. But we have to try to walk on this path every day, to practice every day. At first, practice having the moral precepts. Secondly, do it in formal practice, sit and walk meditation every day. But I recommend if you can walk, then walk, because walking meditation is stronger. It's, it's appropriate for using in everyday life, because in everyday life you move all the time. So if you are skillful, it's sitting meditation, then you cannot use it in everyday life, but you are skillful in moving meditation, then it's easy to use it in everyday life. The first thing is to have the 5 moral precepts. The second is to practice in a formal practice. To practice in a formal way, there are two parts. When your mind has no strength, it feels it is overcome by the hindrances, like it wants the worldly happiness. This is called the hindrances of sensual pleasure. Or if it has upset about this and that, is called hindrance, that is dislike. So there is likes and dislikes, and uh, boredom and depressed and wondering if it's real. These are the 5 hindrances. They have they try to block your mental progress. The 5 hindrances doesn't only block the practice, but also it can affect the everyday life. Like the mind is attached to the new girlfriend or boyfriend, then when you do your work, you are lost about thinking about your girlfriend and boyfriend, and you lose your work quality. Is the hindrance not only affect the meditation, but also affect your worldly practice. When you sit meditation and the mind becomes calm, then it temporarily suppress the five hindrances. When the mind has calmness, is doesn't have sensual desire, it doesn't have ill will, it doesn't have sloth, it doesn't have restlessness, it doesn't have doubt. So people who can do meditation and you still feel torpor or restlessness, it, if the hindrances is too strong, then you won't have meditation. So if you want to meditate well, then you must be resolute in putting aside the worldly matters, like maybe your children is attached to drugs and you cannot think of the way out. You put it down first when you meditate. Use this way so that you will have chances of mental issues. Even monks, they have mental issues. Things that you cannot think through, let go, don't think about it yet, and make the mind calm. And once the mind is calm, once you think you will find a way, you will know how to find a way. When I was young, I started with Luangpu Dun, 6th of February 2525 year. I went to see Luangpu Dun. He said, read my own mind. Then I got on the train and I got frightened. I don't know how to read my own mind. I don't know how to do it. So I was frightened. What did I do? I did calmness meditation. I did breathing meditation. After a few breaths, the mind became absorbed, becomes united. After that, it came out from the meditation. If you are not skillful at coming out from the meditation, then slowly come out. Otherwise, you will have a bad headache. So if you want to do calmness meditation, you need to have calmness. You need to have skillfulness in entering meditation, skillfulness in maintaining the meditation, and skillfulness in coming out from the meditation. So when I did the meditation and the mind became absorbed in deep meditation, after that the mind came out. Once it came out, it has the wisdom that the mind must be within the body. It's not outside, it's not in the farmland. So I had the wisdom and I became resolute to observe within the body only, to read the mind, find the mind within the body only. So when you think about work, it's the same. Once, if you cannot think of the problem, the way out from the problem, go and meditate. Once the mind is calm and clear, it will know how to resolve the problems. So don't let the hindrances overcome your mind. Now it's not the time to think about the girl or the boy. Drop it first and think about meditation and keep doing like this. When you do formal meditation, you practice once if it's too scattered, then do calmness meditation. But when it is calm enough, then do stable meditation. The cultivate the stable knowing mind, and after you cultivated the stable knowing mind, let it observe the truth of the body and mind. See it work as it is. So when you do formal practice, you can do both calmness meditation, knowing meditation, or wisdom cultivation. And once you come out to stay in the world, when it comes into contact with the sense objects, when in your everyday life, and you become aware of the body and mind, you see a beautiful girl, you see the lust appear, then the lust affect the body and mind. The hormone starts to function. If you have mindfulness, you see the body and mind. Once it comes into contact with a sense objects, there will be change in the body, in the mind, good and bad, like and dislike. This is awareness of in everyday life. Some people, some people think that they need to cross the road and do in a formal way and to turn left, turn this way, that way, look straight and walk, and then the car hit them. They do too slow. In everyday life, to practice, don't do strange things. Walk normally, do it as you used to do, and be aware of what you need to do, how to look. Yesterday, the 2 days ago, the female described that she drove and drive, uh, and everything disappear. That's only in the mind. And then she drive. So I told her not to do it because if she die in the meditation, once she open her eyes, she's no longer a human but a Brahma. So if you practice without knowing how to protect yourself in everyday life, then it's not good. Is it difficult? Is it difficult if people scold you and you become angry? Is it hard to observe your anger? It's not hard, but you want to know what did they scold you about. You become focused on the external things. So if you see object you dislike, be aware. The five sense objects come into contact, be aware. You be aware of your mind. Practice like this in your everyday life. What time? Be aware of the body movements. If you sweep the floor, see the body move, the mind sees. When you drive, the body drives. The sense object comes into contact, not the tongue. You don't need to lick the steering wheel. Just have a quick mind. You need to practice in your daily life. What you don't let the mind enter meditation at the crossroad. Is enough today. Go and practice. Firstly, have moral precepts. Secondly, do formal meditation. I like to recommend walking meditation for 3 hours. If that's too long, then walk for 50 minutes. Walk 50 minutes, rest 5 minutes. Don't rest too long because you will go see the phone. Keep practicing and your mind will have more strength. Strength is from the mind that is calm. If you have enough stability, then you can cultivate wisdom. See the body as not you, see the sensation as not you, see the mind functioning as not you, see, not think. and come out to the real world and practice in everyday life, the five sense objects come into contact, and there's a change in the mind, and the change in the body, be aware. Do it like this, cultivate like this, then nirvana is not far away. Maybe it's difficult at the start, but easy later on. Number one,
เบอร์หนึ่ง
number one,
ในรูปแบบเดินจงกรม
practice
ก่อนนอนและ
walking
หรือว่าระหว่าง
meditation
วัน ใช้เครื่องอยู่
before
แล้วแต่เหตุที่ขึ้นมาขณะ
then
นั้น
before
คำพุท
sleep.
โธ
Then after that,
กาย
I
เน่าเปื่
practice
อย
everyday life.
เป็นกระดูกกลับคืน
Putto,
สู่ดิน
see the
ดูนิมิตเคลื่อนไหว
ugliness
เวีย
of
น
the
ในร่างกาย
body,
สี
the
แด
blood
ง
circulating,
พิ
the
จาร
red
ณา
blood.
การเกิดดับของ
I
ผู้
see
รู้ที่
the
รับรู้เครื่องอยู่นั้น
mind, knowing
ว่า
mind
ล้วนเป็น
arise
สัง
and
ขารปรุง
fall.
แต่ง
See
แส
that
ว
the
งหา
mind
ทางออก
fabricate,
จากทุกข์ ขอหลวงปู่ชี้
striving
แนะ
for
ทาง
a
ออก
way
จาก
out.
ทุกข์ ในปัจ
Please
จุบันครับ
recommend me. What you do is correct.
ทำดีแล้วทำให้มาก
Keep practicing.
แต่อย่าโล
Keep
ภ
keep practicing,
คิด
but
ว่า
don't be
เรา
greedy.
จะได้อะไร
Don't
ไม่เอาอะไร
practice
สักอย่างเลย
for
นะ
this
ว่า
and
เราป
that.
ฏิบัติ
Practice
บูชาพระพุทธเจ้า
to
อย่างเดียวเลย
pay homage to the
อย่าง
Buddha.
อื่นไม่สำคัญหรอกจะเป็นอะไร
The
ได้
rest
อะไร
is not
ไม่คิด
important to get this or that.
เมื่อเช้าพระอาจารย์อา
This
เล่าให้ฟัง
morning, พระอาจารย์อา
อยากฟังไหม
told me a story,
สารภาพของ
quite
คน
fun.
ได้เล่าให้ฟัง
If you want to
หลวง
know,
พ่อ
tell
ชา
me. He said หลวงพ่อชา
ออกจากหลวงปู่มั่นมานะถ้าไป
when he came out from หลวงปู่มั่น
อาจารย์อะไรนะหลวงปู่กินอะไรจำชื่อท่านไม่ค่อย
he
ได้
went to stay with หลวงปู่กินเล
ที่อยู่กับหลวงปู่กินอะไรมีแม่
when
ชี
หลวงปู่กินเล
กราบเรียนหลวงปู่นะ
when he was with หลวงปู่กินเล
ได้โสดา
a nun came to see หลวงปู่ชา
แล้ว
and she claimed that she is a stream enterer.
แล้วบอกได้โสดาแล้วดีไหมท่านบอกดีอย่างหมา
So หลวงปู่ชา said to her, she asked if she's good. หลวงปู่ชา said to her, good like a dog.
ปฏิบัติอย่าให้ความอยากนำหน้านะ
So she practiced because she wanted to be this and that. When you practice, don't practice to get something, but practice to give, practice to pay homage, and you'll make progress. Practice to let go your sense of self. Don't practice to increase your sense of self. What you do is correct. Can you see that the mind is happy and bright? Don't fixate. Be aware. Now the mind is thinking, be aware. See it moment by moment. See it function by itself. The body doesn't exist. Number two. Number one, keep practicing. Don't give up in this life. Never stop. You have chance to get good things. Number two.
เบอร์สอง
Number
เดิน
two.
จงกรมประมาณ3 ชั่วโมง
I walk
มีความสุข
meditation
เกิดขึ้น
3
เป็นข
hours.
ณะ
Happiness
บางวันท้อ
arise.
แต่ไม่เลิก
Sometimes
เข้า
I
ใจ
feel
ว่าจะ
down,
หม
but
ด
I
ง่า
don't give
ย
up.
ขันแยก
I feel
เห็
that
นจิต
my
เป็น
mind
โม
is
หะ
stable.
โท
Aggregate
สะ
is
บ่อย
separated.
พ
The
อ
mind
รู้ทันได้
fabricate
บ้าง
anger
บางครั้งรู้แล้ว
and
ดับ
ego.
บางที
Sometimes I'm
ก็
aware.
ค่อยๆดับ
Sometimes it
จิต
disappears.
ดิ้นรน
Sometimes
บัง
it
คับไม่ได้
disappears slowly. The
เริ่
mind
มมี
struggle cannot be forced.
ถีระสัญญากับโทสะ
I
ผู้
have
ปฏิบัติ
the
เวลาแผ่เมตตาเห็นว่าจิตส
stable
ว่าง
perception
บาง
of
ครั้งก็ได้รู้สึก
anger.
ถึงความเย็นที่
Sometimes
เดิ
I
นออก
see
ไป
the
เห็นทุกข์
bright mind, the
เห็นถูก
coolness that
จิตตอน
spreads
นี้ไม่
out.
ถูกนะ
You
แต่
see
เริ่มมี
correct,
การ
but now
วาง
the
จิตให้
mind
นิ่
is
ง
wrong. Now
ๆ
you
ปล่อย
try
ให้
to steal the
ส
mind.
งบ
Don't
ให้
do
สง
it.
บของมันไป
If it's calm, let it calm by
อย่า
itself.
ไปแต่งจิตให้มัน
Don't
โย
try
กย้ายตัว
to decorate the mind.
นิ่ง
Otherwise,
ๆ
you'll
ได้
be
ยาก
habitually trying to force the mind. Don't try to steal the mind. If it's still, then let it be still by itself. Keep practicing. What you do is correct.
3 หายไปไหน
Number three, where are you? Okay.
เบอร์สาม
Number three,
ตั้งใจรักษาศีล
I practice
ใน
the
รูป
moral
แบบเดินจง
precepts.
กรม
I
ในชีวิต
walk meditation. In everyday life, I use mantra and chanting. I cannot sit meditation. I like to fixate on the breath or fall asleep. I prone to anger and lost thoughts. If I forget the chanting, I also forget the body. I try to increase the formal practice. Please suggest me improvements. Your mind has delusion. You need to solve it by using movement-based meditation. The mind likes to think. Now the mind is in the world of thoughts. Can you feel the body, feel the body sitting, breathing, moving. Be aware of this, and your mind will have more strength and be more easily awakened. Your mind is good. Your practice is good. I'm just trying to help you extend your practice. When I tell you it's good, they think that they claim that I say that they are stream enterer. When they hear that, I'm shocked. This kind of people, practitioner, are stream enterer. Number 3, can you see you are trying to calm your mind? You are intervening. Be aware of the mind as it is. Don't intervene. You are trying to suppress the mind. Perhaps you are anxious when you talk to me. Smile. Relax the mind. You cannot do it. Otherwise, the mind, you will do it all day. Don't force the mind to be comfortable. Once you don't force, it becomes comfortable by itself. When you try to force it to be comfortable, at that moment it is not comfortable. But to be aware of it as it is, then it becomes comfortable. Don't be attached to calmness. Come out. Stay in the world. Don't try to steal the mind. Now it's better. Now it has the chance to wander, but it can make progress. If you steal the mind, then it only stuck in stillness. Because when the mind make progress on wisdom, the mind works. But if you try to steal the mind, then wisdom doesn't arise. You cannot suppress the mind. Let the mind work and be aware. Number 4. I observe that the defilements come in groups. When they lose one, they will send a new one. When they want me to break defilements and increase them, army, the strength. When I sit meditation, I fall asleep. I see the mind work. Now I try to walk meditation. Can you do calmness meditation from walking meditation? Yes, you can. Just see the body, but don't see the 3 characteristics. Use the normal mind to observe the body. Don't try to make it calm or anything. Just see the body walk, and you are in the observing the body walking. Then you will have calmness meditation. When you walk and you rest, even if people who can have wisdom, they don't like to do calmness meditation to rest. Like me in the past, I did 22 years of calmness meditation. Once I know how to do wisdom cultivation, I stopped doing calmness meditation, and once I try to go back, it becomes difficult. So when you practice, you need to have set aside time to do calmness meditation. Don't force the mind to be calm. The more you try to force, the more it won't be calm. So if you breathe meditation, you see the breath come in, come out, know comfortably. Don't desire to be calm. Calm or not is okay. use this process. Calm or not is okay. Be with the meditation object. At first, it won't be calm because you walk on the path of wisdom, then it's okay. Just keep doing it, even it's not calm. Don't try to see the three characteristics. If it wants to see the three characteristics, then throw it away and come back to know the meditation object. At first, it's like that because once you know how to do wisdom, it doesn't want to calmness meditation. If you don't practice calmness meditation, then you could fall into the pitfalls of vipassana or called vipassana. Number 5, I see that myself, inner self is more evil than I previously thought. I try to do practice often. I pray. I'm born with the 5 aggregates, but I still like the 5 aggregates. Sometimes I see the happiness arising in the chest and disappear. Be aware that now you want to me to confront you. You want this. You want to fight. Can you see? You want to show practice. Just be aware. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. Wholesome and unwholesome, they both teach you Dhamma, teach you the 3 characteristics. No need to grasp at the good states. Good states are impermanent. Now is better than just now. Can you see? Now it's lighter. The mind is light, fast, doesn't have defilement. That is Mahakusala Chit. Now can you see? The mind is thinking. Can you see that is suppressing the mind? Don't force it. It's okay. Just see it as it is. You can do whatever it wants. Just be aware. Now it's forcing the mind. Now it's thinking. Now it's being aware. Be aware. Keep practicing. Next time, you need to make improvements. Don't try to come and confront me. Number 6. Number 6. In normal life, I try to observe the mind well. I see defilements, but I'm not equanimous. Sometimes I let me enjoy the internal defilements and there are external Mara. Sometimes I have protect my sense of ego. I start to practice vipassana. I do walking meditation, listen to Dhamma. I don't feel I'm doing well. I'm trying just to hit the time. Just be aware. You have made good progress. Made good progress from before. Keep practicing. Keep practicing. Number 7. Number 7. Sit meditation, walk meditation. I practice daily life. I practice informal practice. I see the body movement. I see it as it is. I see everything revolving, arise and fall according to practice and causes. Nothing lasts forever. Please advise me. Your mind is still having too much intention. Your mind is a bit tight. Relax your mind. Be chilled. Can you see you're stuck?
ไม่ไปคุมมันไว้
From now on, don't control the mind.
ตัวรู้เนี่ยเป็นตัวรู้ที่เป็นธรรมชาติ
Let the mind
ไม่ใช่ตัวรู้ที่เรียบร้อยมาก
be aware normally,
ตัวเองก็เป็นธรรม
naturally.
ชาตินะ
Don't force the
ที่
mind
ดี
to
กว่าเมื่อกี้
know
ก็เลย
now is better
ไม่
than
เหมือน
just
กันพอดู
now.
ออกยัง
It's different. Can you see?
ตะกี้มันดึงเอาไว้
Just now, you're
แค่
trying
ดึง
to
เข้ามา
maintain the knowing mind.
คล้ายๆอย่างเงี้ยนะปล่อย
Let
ส
go
บาย
comfortably.
ๆยิ้มหวานๆซิ
Smile.
โอ้ยิ้มน่าสงสาร
Your smile now is so
หัว
pitiful.
เราะตัวที่ยังแน่นอยู่เลยรู้สึกไหม
When you
ตร
laugh,
ง
it's
นี้แหละ
still
ที่เรา
tight
ติดอยู่
inside. This is what you
เรา
are
ติดอยู่
attached
คว
to.
บคุมจิตมากไป
You like to control your mind.
เราไม่ต้องไปควบคุมจิตนะ
Don't control your
เราไป
mind.
รักษาจิต
Don't protect,
หน้าที่
preserve
เรา
your
เป็
mind.
นหน้าที่ของสติ
This is the
เรา
role
รู้ไป
of the
รู้อย่างที่มันเป็น
mindfulness.
นะ
Just be
สติ
aware
ค
of
อย
it
ดูแล
is,
รักษาจิตของเรา
and
เอ
the
ง
mindfulness will protect the
เราไม่ต้อง
mind.
พยายามไปรักษาจิตของเราให้ดีตลอดเวลา
Don't try to protect your mind.
เริ่มแล้วรู้สึกไหม
Can you see that you are
ต
starting
รงนี้แหละที่
again?
ผิดนะ
Now
จับ
this
ได้
is
ยัง
wrong. Can you see?
หาดู3 รอบแล้วนะยังติดอยู่รู้สึกไหม
You're still stuck.
ยังมีตัวหนึ่งแน่น
Can
อยู่
stuck here tight. Can you see?
ไปรู้ทันนะ ตัวเนี้ย
Be
ที่
aware.
เราไปดึงเข้ามา
You're trying to grasp at it.
มันคล้ายๆเราอัด
You're trying to
อากาศอัด
grasp
เข้ามา อยู่ในที่แคบ
like air
ๆ
pressure.
ก็มีแรงดันเยอะ
There's air
อึด
pressure.
อัด
There's tightness.
เบอร์
Number 8.
8 แต่เบอร์ 7 ที่ภาวนา
Number
อยู่ตอนนี้
7.
นะจิตมันมีกำลังมี
Your
energy
mind has strength.
แต่ปรับตัวนี้นิดนึง
You
มันจะ
need
ดูปัญ
to
ญา
make
ได้
this
ดี
tweak and you can cultivate wisdom
เบ
better.
อร์
Number 8.
เบอร์ 8 เดินจงกรมวันละ3 ชั่วโมง
I walk
ในชี
meditation
วิต
3
ประจำวัน
hours.
จะหมั่นบริกรรม
I
เป็นโหนรา
do
คะจริต
chanting
ไม่ฟุ้ง
during
ซ่า
the
น
day.
มาก เวลา
I
เดินจง
have
กรมจะบริกรรมไปด้วย
lust
หลงไป
defilements.
คิดตลอด
My
ส่วน
mind
ใน
is
วันหยุดที่
wandering
ไม่ยุ่ง
now
เริ่ม
on
ฝึก
the
เดิน
long
ร่วมกัน 4
weekend.
ชั่วโมง
I try to
ขอ
walk
หลวง
4
พ่อแนะ
hours.
นำการปฏิบัติเฉพาะตัว
Please
ให้ด้วยค่ะ
advise for me.
เดินนาทีแล้วนะ
Walking
เว
meditation
ลาเดิ
is
นเรา
good,
ไม่ได้เดิน
but
เอา
when
เว
you
ลา
walk,
ไม่ได้
you
เดิน
don't
เพื่อ
walk
มัน
for
อะไร
the
ทั้งสิ้น
time.
นะ
You don't walk for
เดินแล้วก็
anything.
รู้ทัน
Just
จิตใจ
walk
ของ
to
เรา
be
เดินจิตหนีไป
mindful.
คิดรู้ทัน
Be mindful
จิ
of
ต
the
นิ่ง
mind
ขึ้น
as
มา
it
แน่
is.
นๆเพ่งอยู่รู้ทันนะ
Fixate the
จิ
mind,
ต
be
หนีไปรู้
aware.
ทันตอน
Be
นี้จิต
aware
ไม่
of
ค่อย
the
เห็น
mind
กาย
as
เป็
it
นจริง
is.
ใจ
When
เป็น
you
จริงรู้
cannot
ทั
see
น
the mind, then see the
อัน
body.
นี้ถึงเรียกว่าเดินเป็น
This is
เดิน
called
แล้วจิต
knowing
จะ
how
ได้
to
ไม่สุด
walk.
โต่งไป2 ฝั่ง
Don't
เดินด้วยค
go
วาม
to
รู้
the
รู้ตัว
extreme
ด้วย
of
จิตที่เป็นกลาง
just
อยู่ใน
walk
ทาง
in the
สาย
middle
กลาง
path.
สบายๆนะอย่าไปเดินลุ้นจะเอา
Don't
โน้นนี้
walk for this and that.
เบอร์ 7 ดีกว่าตะกี้
Number
นะ
7
แต่อย่า
is
ฝืน
better
นะ
than just now,
จิตมันเคยชิน
but you still fixate. You're used to
วัน
fixating.
นี้เท่านี้นะ
Enough for today.
เดี๋ยวลืม
I forgot.
ฟังธรรมแล้วได้บุญแล้วนะ
Listen to
ส
Dhamma,
มา
you
ธิ
get
สักนาที
merits.
หนึ่งถวายส่วนบุญ
Sit
นา
meditation
ทีเดียว
for
เรา
1
ชำ
minute
นาญในสมา
and
ธิแล้วเนาะ
give
จิ
that
ตเรามีส
to
มาธิ
the
กำหนดเลย ง่าย ทำได้ดีนะแต่ละคน
Good.
ใช้ได้
Each of you do well.
ทำไมเราต้องทำด้วยนะ
Why do we do this?
เราลึกถึงท่าน
We do this to think of the goodness
ถามว่าถ้า
of
ทำ
the
ด้วย
Queen
บุญให้
Mother.
สบายไหมท่านสบายอยู่แล้ว บุญของ
Does
ท่าน
she
เยอะ
need our merits?
อัน
No,
นี้ก็
because
คล้าย
she already have a lot of
ๆพ่อ
merits.
มีแม่นะพ่อ
But
แม่
it's
เรารวย
like you
แม่
have
กิ
a
นทุกสิ่งทุกอย่าง
wealthy parent
เรา
and they
ก็
already
ไป
have
แย
what
ก
they
ตัว
need.
ไปทำงานใหม่ๆยังจน
You
อยู่
are separated from
เรา
them.
ก็
You
คิดถึง
find your
บุญ
own
พ่อแม่
livelihood, but you think of
มี
their
ข
goodness.
องกินของใช้อะไรนะ
You
ไม่
so
ดีเท่า
you
ที่ท่านมีอยู่อะ
perhaps you don't
เรา
have
เอาไปฝากท่าน
good things like what they
ความ
have,
ดีของเรานะ
but you still
เรา
bring
ก็เลย
them
ไม่การ
things.
อุทิศส่วนบุญนะ เป็นบุญนะ บุญของเราเองนะ
It's our merit to send the merit to
ดีนะ
them. Good.
ฝึกจิตให้มันตั้งมั่นอย่างนี้ได้ทั้งวันนะ
Have calmness meditation like this is
ไม่งั้น
good.
เป็นลิงเป็นข้าง
Otherwise, you will be like a monkey. Please go home.